Hey everybody, it's Charlie. As requested, this is the breakdown of the other Avengers 4 trailer that posted to Reddit that seems a little bit more legit. It seems much closer to the 2 minutes that most of these big Avengers trailers are. So if you're new to the channel, there's a new round of that Spider-Man PS4 game giveaway going on. All you have to do to enter is be a subscriber and leave an Avengers-related comment on the video. And just for reference too, there was a supposed, quote-unquote, leaked Avengers 4 teaser that was posting all over the internet last night. I'm not omniscient, but I am 99.9% certain that it is 100% fake, because while it looks like a very convincing fake and it's shot to look as if somebody is doing cam footage of an actual trailer, the voice on the trailer sounds like Arnold Schwarzenegger or some Swedish person doing Thanos.
I had all the power, and I still achieved nothing.
That's usually a dead giveaway that something is fan-made. So this, couple seconds of gauntlet, this is not a real trailer. The Reddit one that I'm talking about is a little bit more legit. So here's how the rundown goes. It starts with the Marvel 10-year anniversary logo, zooms in on the screen, but when it starts rotating around, all the colors of the Infinity Stones start flashing all over it, and you get Thanos' voice first, and it says, "My destiny is not yet fulfilled." There's a shot of Tony on Titan right after their battle, still looking like he's sitting there all broken, not knowing what's going on. Thanos' voiceover continues, "Greater threats arise. To undo the balance, I lost everything to achieve, and I will not be undone." There's a shot of Bruce Banner with Captain America and Vision on a table. It fades in and out. There's a shot of Peter Quill's new ship, the Benatar, lifting off. It fades out. We get Iron Man voiceover saying, "Fury was right." He's talking to someone out of view inside just a normal house on Earth. You can't tell who it is. It's implied that that's the scene where he's telling Aunt May what happened to Peter, that he was turned to dust and died on Titan. He continues speaking, "He was right since day one," then it fades to black. So they're mixing and matching a lot of dialogue from different scenes. The scene with him talking to Aunt May isn't the same scene as where he's talking about Nick Fury, telling him about all these things that have been true. There's a shot of Iron Man in one of his new armories looking at 3 different suits. None of them look like the new concept art that we've been seeing, so they just could be regular iterations because the new concept art is supposed to be Mark 85. He grabs one of his housing units, holds it in his hand, and says, "I'll do whatever it takes so that never happens again." It dips to black, then back to Tony in SHIELD gear, like you see him walking around all these sets in SHIELD gear. He's walking towards the camera with soldiers behind him. Then there's a shot of Ant-Man standing in the quantum realm. It jumps to him being surrounded by 3 tardigrades. He's running, then stops at a green portal, which might be one of the time vortices that Janet Van Dyne described. The frame fades in and out. Then you see Scott Lang standing in a gray shirt, jeans, street clothes, same clothes that we've seen him in the behind the scenes with Captain America and Black Widow. Scott says, "I might have a way to help, but we're not sure who he's talking to because of the way they cut the dialogue with the frames." There's a shot of an empty throne room in Wakanda with a bunch of different shots of Shuri, M'Baku, and Okoye. The frame dips to black and you get a voiceover which sounds like it's coming from Okoye saying, "This was not our fight." Then there's a shot of Captain America standing with his arms crossed talking to Rhodey, Rocket, and Thor in a room that looks like it's still in Wakanda, saying, "We need to make this right." Then it cuts to a shot of Banner saying, "Cap, we don't even know where to start. Thanos is gone. He won." Then it cuts to Thor. He says, "Well, then we better get to work." They cut to a shot of Captain Marvel's pager in Tony Stark's hands. There's a really cool CG shot of Rhodey assembling his War Machine gear. We didn't actually get to see him put it on in the last movie because he has those special attachments that help him walk. While they're armoring up, Thor says, "Are you ready for this?" Rocket replies, "Well, I'm not." It pauses, dips to black frame, and you get more Rocket saying, "What more could I lose?" You get a shot of Thor in the Bifrost with War Machine and Rocket, and then it starts jumping through a bunch of different really quick scenes. You see the Infinity Gauntlets, still damaged, being reached for, a shot of Nebula, then a shot of Banner, then it dips to black again. Thor says, "We need an army to stand against Thanos." Then there's a shot of Thanos putting on his armor again. "Yours is the only one formidable enough to give us a chance." There's a shot of Thanos wielding that giant double-edged sword that we've seen in all the concept art. Thor continues his voiceover saying, "So I ask of you," and then you get a bunch of various shots of the other Avengers: Black Widow, Iron Man's armor, Captain America's new chainmail chest piece from all the concept art that we've been seeing, Banner putting on that special new Hulk armor. Then it fades back to Thor saying, "Will you help us?" talking to someone off camera. There's a quick montage of shots starting with Thanos walking away from a broken Infinity Gauntlet that he's thrown to the ground. You get voiceover saying, "It's been a while since I've been to Earth." The music starts getting louder, like it's getting a little bit more hopeful, a little bit more epic. You get a shot of Captain Marvel's chest panning up to her face on an alien planet, making it seem like Thor has been trying to recruit her with this big space army. Then it cuts to a shot of her fully powered up with her eyes all lit up, flying at someone punching. It's implied that she's getting ready to punch Thanos. They flash the title card, then the classic Avengers theme plays. There's a bit of a post-credit scene where Rhodey is talking to Rocket saying, "I've seen a lot of crazy things." Then it pauses as Rocket looks up at him and says, "A talking raccoon definitely tops them all." Rocket looks back at the computer console and says, "Boy, if I had a unit every time I heard that one." Then you get a funny Thor reaction saying, "Haha," just laughing at Rocket and Rhodey's interaction, and then it cuts and that's the end of the trailer. One of the most important things, though, is that when they flashed the title card of the movie during the trailer, there was no actual title as this person is talking about it, which sounds plausible that they wouldn't add the actual title of the movie to the very last second, because that's actually pretty easy to do, and you wouldn't give this to a trailer house to be cutting this trailer for the last couple of months and tell them everything about the movie. You really only give them all the pieces that you want them to see, not necessarily what the actual plot of the movie's going to be. Remember the Infinity War trailer? If you rewatch it now, you get a sense for what's happening during the movie, but it doesn't really convey what the actual plot is. There wasn't any of that Vormir Soulstone stuff in there. They actually removed Infinity Gems from Thanos' gauntlet when he had come back to Wakanda, so keep in mind that all the scenes happening in the trailer here aren't linear, and not all of them might wind up in the final version of the movie. But you can kind of see how they're trying to provide a sense of continuity with the end of Infinity War, where a lot of these people pick up. Iron Man starts when he's still on Titan, so it's going to explain the time jump of how he gets back to Earth, how they deal with the deaths of everyone going forward before Scott Lang shows up and before the Avengers have a plan to fix things. Captain America, Shuri, Okoye, all the people that are left alive in Wakanda pick up in Wakanda trying to figure out what to do next, standing around Vision's body. Most important thing, though, is the idea that Thanos' gauntlet just gets thrown on the ground after everybody's reaching for it, as if he's trying to keep people from taking it, but then throws it on the ground because he doesn't need it anymore. That very clearly has something to do with the greater threat rising to undo the balance that he created. There was the description of the Avengers' new armor a little while ago that we got that teased an even greater threat than Thanos. We still don't know what that is. We still don't have confirmation on what the title is, but once we find out what the title is, it'll be a little bit easier to figure that out. But when you're thinking about other big villains that could be worse than Thanos, just think about the quantum realm and how the Avengers are going to try and use it to fix things. There's already so many characters and so much plot to get through, so many arcs to close, that it would be kind of weird if they introduced a brand new big villain that we haven't met before, that you don't have any real emotional connection to. So unless they're reaching for a really deep cut, like a villain from a previous movie becoming a much bigger deal, then it might be the way that the Avengers fix things that leads to that greater threat. They might be the cause of the big thing that Thanos is talking about. The person that posted this to Reddit is also the same person that was quoting the trailer date as being sometime late November, early December. I've already talked about that in one of my previous videos because it's around the same time they dropped the first Infinity War trailer. So just let me know in the comments what you think about this version of the trailer, because it does sound a little bit closer to 2 minutes in the way they cut that first Infinity War trailer with all the dips to black and all the voiceover over mismatching scenes. It sounds a lot more like something that Marvel would do to try and mislead you so that you don't actually find out what the real plot of the movie is. I've got a bunch of other Marvel and DC videos that I'm working on, so I'll try to get through those as fast as possible. Leave your requests in the comments below. I'll name a giveaway winner when I post new Marvel. Click here for that new Spider-Man Far From Home teaser, and click here to watch Tom Hiddleston talk all about Loki in Avengers 4. Thank you so much for watching. Everybody stay awesome. I'll see you guys tonight.